Okay, so should be recording now. And or is it? Yeah. That's still true. So, okay, let's look at this for a second time. 222. I mean, if you're in silver, I don't care. I don't get why people down in silver and gold they're like, oh, must have 222. DPS are so overrated right now. It's not even a joke. Oh, also, if you hear me cough in this, I'm gonna try to, like, put my hand over my mic so you can't hear because I can't just fucking mute myself on this. But I will try not to cough too loud, like this. That's how it's gonna be. So Gibraltar, I think you're defending first. Okay, no, you're attacking. I forgot. Attack. I don't usually like attack McCree. Because McCree needs so much setup. And this is where, like, if Ash was in competitive, you would never see McCree. Because McCree relies way more on a team for what he does. He's way better on defense because he, like, sets up and shit. But that's a whole other thing. This is silver, I don't fucking care. So D.va. D.va's a weird tank. Not as weird as... No, actually. Out of all the off tanks, D.va, Zarya, Hog, arguably Hammond, but most people would say Hammond's a main tank. Well, not most people, but high ranks would say Hammond's a main tank. But let's put him in the off tank category for now. Say, other than Hammond, D.va's probably the weirdest one, because Zarya is pretty straightforward. Zarya, you stick to your Reinhardt and you bubble him when he charges. That's Zarya. As well as just taking care of your general, like, power level, I guess. I don't charge. She has charge. And then Hog, you play Hog in a death ball where you rip someone from the enemy team and bring them into your death ball and murder them. D.va is for peeling. You play D.va for peeling, and also Zarya, unless, like, Hog doesn't peel as much as, like, you think he would, but, like, all the off tanks, one of their big goals is peeling. It's the same thing with, like, I'm using quotation marks here, off DPS, because there's always going to be main damage dealers and off damage dealers, because every role is set up like that. I don't know who here, out of Junkrat or McCree, would be the main damage... Because Junkrat's shield break, so I guess he'd be considered the off damage to focus on shields, and McCree would be considered, like, the hard-hitting, like, fast DPS who would be focused on getting picks while Junkrat is for shield break. So I guess in this case I'd consider Junkrat the off DPS. But I need to forget all of these people. You are off tank. Your job is to save these guys. And sometimes this guy, because he can only get himself out of so many situations with flashbang and roll. Roll literally just goes 3 feet to the left. And in silver, I'm not expecting a McCree to hit the double headshots necessary to eliminate a full health squishy target, let alone if he's getting dived by anything more than 200 HP. So your job, these 3 guys. Your job is to protect them. The Junkrat can take care of himself. The Junkrat can throw down a bomb and just leave. He can just fucking piece the hell out. Reinhardt's got enough health and armor that he can get out of a situation if he needs to and jump back, and these guys can heal him through almost anything. Unless he's anti-nated, in which case, dead Reinhardt. Anyway, it's dead anyway almost. So your job, Moira, Ana, McCree, protect them. And I've already watched this once. And I'm yelling on the inside.
Junkrat primed and ready. Moving your turret over there. Join me.
I don't know if full screen is gonna work for the recorder, so.
Enemy turret destroyed.
Okay, here's first problem. First big problem. There's your Ryan. I think that's your Moira. I could be wrong. Yeah, no, that's your Moira. Your other guys are up here. You, my little D.va friend, should be right there. Right there. Not in the building. Not up there. No, not over here. You should be next to your Reinhardt. Because you're, like, in a dive scenario, you may flank. That's fine. Because dive is not even flanking. I don't think D.va shouldn't be flanking. That's not D.va's job. If you were a Reaper, I'd be like, okay, yeah, go flank. If you're a Tracer, go flank. If you're a Genji, go flank. If you're a Hammond doesn't even need to flank. He just goes up in the air, down, and then kills someone and gets the fuck out. Which is diving more so. And he can do it better than you. Hamster can dive better than you, I think, with the proper. Because D.va doesn't flank and dive alone, and we're gonna see why later. But you shouldn't be here. You should be over there. But you're not. That brig should have seen you. And I think she did. And they just didn't have enough communication to say, like, hey, D.va, turn around and shoot the other D.va. So, yeah, no, that brig definitely fucking saw you. And it's your luck you're in silver, so if they don't talk about it. Also, you're not talking. I see, like, you and the Moira end up talking. No one else does, and, I mean, that sucks. It's what happens in silver. There's more communication in gold and up, like, a noticeable increase of communication. Silver is just fucking silent. Like, hell, bronze talks more than silver does sometimes, and it's bad. But you do end up talking here. And I don't know how many people were in the voice chat for you. I hope the team is at least listening to what you and the Moira were saying. And even then, I don't know. It's good you and the Moira were talking, at least. That's at least 1/3 of the team that was trying to communicate. But again, you shouldn't be here. You should be... Because, is that the Ana? No, that's still the Moira. So that's still the Moira. The Ana's back here, which is fine. The Ana can be there. She's still being able to shoot the Ryan. That's McCree? I don't know. Yeah, no, you should be over here with your tank. And if you wanted to, actually, you could go up here. And that's fine, because then the D.va would have to push up to get you down. And then she could get shot by everyone over here. And that'd be fine. That would put her in a worse position. But she would have to come up and force you down. Because if you're over, like, on this side, I don't have, like, a thing to do anything, but, like, this side right here, instead of over by this door, if you're over here and shooting that way, then the Ana can still heal you fine. And the Moira can, like, I guess jump up and kind of spritz the piss over there. I don't know. But the Ana's your main healer right now. Well, which sucks because, I don't know, Moira's just not a good healer right now. She can't do shit. And you, like, going into this, you haven't clicked tab yet, so you don't know what the fuck the enemy team has. That's a huge problem. I know I don't even do it enough, so I'm being a hypocrite telling you this, but it's a problem that I'm trying to fix. And it's something that everyone needs to do, is click tab and fucking see what the enemy team has. Because right now, the only thing that you know about the enemy team is that they have an Orisa, they have a D.va, they have a Brig. You only know half the team, and it's been enough seconds into a match that they would show you the entire comp if you click tab. And you would know all that. You would know everyone that they had back there. You would know exactly what they're trying to do. Like if they had a Zarya and a Hanzo back here for some odd reason, triple tank with the DPS over there, you would know that, and you would be like, okay, so they're gonna do Grav Dragon, or at least at some point they're probably gonna have a Grav Dragon, even by chance. So you would know that, but you don't, because you don't click tab. See, now just from the rockets, you know they have a Pharah, so you shouldn't even be bothering with this D.Va. Because you know they have a Pharah. And even though you have a McCree, you're in silver. That McCree's not going to be able to shoot a Pharah out of the sky. That Pharah is going to be an annoyance. So your job as D.Va has changed in the Pharah being here. You still have to peel. You still have to take care of that Ana, that Moira, and that McCree. That is still your job. That never stopped. That will never not be your job. You just got another job added with this Pharah. Your job now is whenever that Pharah flies her pretty little ass over your team in a spot that you don't have to dive up into high ground that the enemy team already controls, like say she comes up into this area of space, you jump up on the bridge, and you shoot her, you do that. You see that opportunity, and you do that. You don't chase her down, but you make her life a lot harder. And the McCree is still supposed to kill her. And he can't land enough shots on her if she is pressuring your team. So your job is to pressure her in turn. Because if she does that, she can't shoot you. She can't shoot your team all the time. But all of this still is going on while you're keeping tabs on the McCree, the Moira, and the Ana. You always have to keep your eyes open for them. Always. That never stops. You should constantly be looking back at them. Every chance you get, you should be looking, okay, where's my Ana, where's the Moira, where's the McCree? Are they doing something stupid? Should I tell them to stop doing something stupid? Or should I say, hey, stay there while I get this flanker off your back? Don't worry about it. Your job, as an off-tank, take care of them, make their lives easier. Because they, in turn, especially with the healers, will make your life easier. The whole point of this team bullshit is to make each other's jobs easier. The team that does the best of this, that makes everyone's job easier, wins. That's why when you're winning a game of Overwatch and everyone's doing their job, it's so easy. Because if everyone's doing their job properly, it's supposed to be easy. So, yeah. Your job, all it did is get one thing added on. You should just keep in the back of your mind. That's the only thing. Keep this in the back of your mind. Always think. So let's keep track of what you have to do right now. Every now and then, you should be looking back for the people you need to protect. For the people you need to peel for. That's the first question you should ask. That's question 1. Second question, where's the Pharah? Because if you don't have to take care of them, you're free to take care of the Pharah. And that is when if she's in a position where you can, that's when you can chase her down. When your team isn't in any danger. And if the Pharah's not around, if you don't have to chase her down because she's annoying you, if she's just off doing whatever, and it's of no consequence to you, stick to your Reinhardt, pressure the front lines, just kind of do that jazz. Yeah, that D.Va was low, and it's fine. You got the D.Va low, she ran away. Probably shouldn't have chased. It got you away from your team. Your boosters are now on cooldown. You knew the Brig was up here already. You knew the Pharah was probably up here. You only knew 4 people of their team. There were still 2 people that you didn't know who the fuck they were. They were probably going to have some sort of other healer up here. Even if you didn't click tab, you should have guessed that. That they were probably going to have some other healer, and if not, then Brig would have been able to throw an armor pack at her, and she would have healed up pretty quickly. In which case, you would then be 2v1ing, and yes, the D.va would still probably be lower than you. The Brig getting over here, she'd be able to fuck you up. With the D.va, like, you can't 2v1. This isn't a game where you can 2v1. Unless they're really bad. But still, you should have guessed that something of an Ana was going to be up here. It just kind of like common sense. They're gonna have someone else. Because you only knew 4 out of 6 people. There was gonna be someone else on high ground. Because you didn't see any in the tunnel. You didn't see any on the high ground up here or on the bridge over here. They were gonna be up here. Okay, and I like this a lot better, where you are, because your Ryan and your team are over here, and I know this is kind of an accident that you ended up right here, but this spot's a lot better. I would like it on the other side of the payload, just because you have a better view, because it'd be better if you were shooting up here, instead of just shield break. Because, like, D.va's chip damage is good and everything, but it's better if you're, like, putting a little bit of more pressure up here, especially since they've already got a turret up here. And the Torbjorn isn't up there to help the turret. You could sit behind the Rhine shield and literally just shoot it, and you would kill it. Unless he could throw down and make another turret right there, but then that's a much easier position to, like, get in and shoot it. But, like, just focusing on shield break with D.va, especially when you have a Junkrat. The Junkrat should be the one that shield breaks. Because he can just wear down that shield quickly. And, I mean, your shooting helps, but not as much as you probably think. Oh, and we're about to start getting into your use of Defense Matrix. You haven't used it a ton yet. We're going to get into it soon. This was stupid. This was stupid. This was stupid. The entire team was right there. Right above them. You literally just jumped into a 1v6. Doesn't matter that your team's over here. Doesn't matter that they're up there. You going into this, first of all, ignoring that anyone else is here. This was a 2v1 against a Torbjorn, which, since the last Torbjorn rework, he's become a tank buster. Because of shotgun. He has become a tank buster. You are a tank. This is an Orisa with a shit ton of health. You're not going to win this, even if it was a 2v1. And the 2v1 is ignoring the fact that there's 4 people up here. There are 4 people up here completely able to jump down and wreck your ass. This is game sense. You has none. And, as expected, you get demaxed. I don't think you die here, but that's only because your Reinhardt was pushed up. If he hadn't shielded you, you would have died. Hands up, that Brig would have closed the distance and murdered you. So they retreat back on a high ground. And now, because you're demeched, you can't... This Pharah is completely free to fuck you up. And that's what she's doing. She just killed your Junkrat. Because you, as a D.va, decided it was a smart idea to 1v6, get demeched, and not be able to take care of her. Because when people talk about, like, oh, counter Pharah, get a hit scan isn't what counters Pharah when it comes to shooting and DPS. Hit scan isn't what counters Pharah. It's skill. You have to have the skill to aim at her head and click. The mechanical skill. D.Va doesn't need that skill. That's what makes her so great against Pharah. She's not a one-for-one counter. She can't completely delete a Pharah. She can if it's a low health one that isn't currently in Pharmacy, which I think this one's checking one of those boxes. But she can't if she's demeched, because the whole point of D.Va in pressuring a Pharah is the boosters and the rockets and the chip damage. Because the chip damage is so the chip damage starts coming into play when you're going against Mercy, Far Mercy. Because you go for the Mercy and you shoot her with the missiles and you do all that jazz, and then you make sure her self-healing doesn't start, because you do chip damage. You don't stop shooting her. That's where infinite ammo comes in. Because her self-healing can't come back. But here, you're not even against Pharmacy. It's just a Pharah. This should be fairly easy. I mean, there's an Ana, but the Ana's not going to be good enough to completely heal the Pharah through all your bullshit. But you don't have that bullshit right now. Because you don't have your mech. And your mech is the bullshit. So you're stuck. And you're grounded. And that missile is coming for about right there.
Let's get this payload across the finish line.
And that was to be expected. And now your Pharah has free range of the high ground. Your Ana's right there. What the fuck is this D.Va doing? Oh, she's going after whoever the fuck that is. She went after the Moira. Okay. Well, that D.Va's about to leave. So y'all are half your team down. At this point, y'all are fucked. This push is dead. Everyone should either die on point or retreat. And even dying on point isn't that good in payload, because unless you're defending, because while it's being contested by defenders, it's not moving. So y'all should just retreat, try to get away, end up feeding probably, but I don't know. It would just be better to try to get away from this. Once you got like two or three dead, it's over, and it gets worse the higher up you get in rank. That's why you see. That's why the people in higher ranks still think Mercy's res is overpowered. It's because they can turn numbers, because Overwatch is a 6v6 game. Once you get one person out in high rank, the other team will snowball that one kill into killing the rest of the team and then get a whole team kill. But a Mercy res immediately stops that, turns it back to a 6v6. Because one kill up in high ranks is enough just to completely kill or start a push. Here you got 3 people dead. And while it's not unusual to pull a stupid ult that someone shouldn't have done and should have saved for a better time, but still wipe the team and be able to get it when you only have 2 other people on the team besides you alive, it's not a good idea. Yeah, y'all should have backed off. Okay. So your Junkrat just switched to Soldier. That's not good. Because now your comp is not Junkrat, McCree anymore as damage dealers. It's McCree and Soldier. And while they have had buffs, they're not in the best position right now, still. I mean, McCree is just dynamite waiting to happen once he gets the right meta going. Oh god, he's going to be a pain in the ass. But right now, through a shit ton of shields, tanks, and everything, it's not going to work. He literally, I think he switched to Junkrat to counter the Pharah, which you and the McCree should have been handling perfectly fine. It should have been fine. And even the Ana shouldn't take their attention away from healing to go take care of a Pharah, but an Ana can. I have before as an Ana just switched off of Mercy to go take care of a Pharah. Unless I have ult, because if I'm Valking, then I'll be like, okay, Pharah, come here so I can shoot you in the head. And that works pretty much all the time. But Soldier and McCree, you should have you should have asked your Junkrat what the fuck, and said no, go back to Junkrat. Because that Orisa shield isn't gonna wear down. very quickly at all right now. Because Soldier, he does have sustained damage. And like, it's a good damage. You can still use it for shield breaking. It's not enough to wear down an Orisa shield before the Orisa shield comes back with cooldown. He's not going to be able to wear through it fast enough. At all. Not even with your help or anything. That shield is going to be up all the time now. That Junkrat was going to be your... It was going to be so much easier if he had stayed Junkrat. You should have said, "What the fuck, dude?" and made him switch. We're only a minute in! How long have I been recording? I don't even know. Looks like 25 minutes. Oh god. This is going to be a while. Of course, your Ana's dead. And that's Ana's your main healer right now. Y'all should have not done anything. Okay. So there's nothing really happening right now. Y'all shouldn't be poking, blah blah blah. This guy's super low. He should be back. Back to the communication thing. I know later on you and your Moira talk. Hardly. But y'all still talk. I don't care who's listening. I don't care what's going on. I don't care if literally no one is in chat. I don't care if you're talking to yourself alone in your room and you have your mic muted. You need to call stuff out. You need to get into the habit of calling stuff out. Calling out, oh hey, Pharah, top left high ground. Or Pharah top left, D.va, under bridge. Learn the callouts for maps. That's one of the things why I really want to do map reviews with the team and everything, is to figure out these callouts, what to call places on specific maps, and memorize those places. And even then, you don't need to memorize those places, because everyone can be like, if you're like Pharah behind top right, people will turn around and look to top right and shoot her. Even if no one is listening, getting into the habit of doing that is really good. It's what I do. In quick play, I'll mute myself, and I'll just call stuff out to myself. If there's other people, I might unmute myself, but usually quick play is more toxic and competitive sometimes. But, and like, you don't have to like shot call, you don't have to say, let's do this, just calling things out, calling where people are when you have ult, doing the whatever the fuck the thing is, the circle that comes up, and putting the percentage of your ult, and clicking tab, checking other people's ults, saying we have this, this, and this, and then that's good. And that goes later into ult tracking, which is very valuable. It's something that I've already started doing, and it's just knowing when your enemy has ult. Because if you look at pro games, in almost every single one of those, you can assume that everyone on the team knows every ult that's available. Every single one of them. And I'm talking like even on the enemy team. Like if there's just everyone knows all ults are on the table, and down to a like very small error percentage, very small error, they know the almost exact percentage of their ult, of everyone's ult. They just know it because they've played so much and they've done it so much that they just know. I'm not asking you to do that. I'm not asking you to ult track. I take care of a lot of that. And I can like, whenever you do start ult tracking, track 1 ult, then track 2, and track 3. And it should be like big ults, like if Zenyatta has Trance, if Lucio has Sound Barrier, if Pharah has Barrage, Deadeye, Tac Visor, Hammer Down. Reinhardt's ult is really, really easy to track. Like, every 1 or 2 fights you should have it. Zarya ult's easy to track. Every 3 fights she should have it. Stuff like that. And that comes from making calls, knowing where people are, knowing how much damage they're doing to your team, seeing all of these things going on. And that's one thing that you're not doing, is you're not looking. You're not seeing, like, right now. So, there's this rocket, so you know Pharah's up here. There's all these guys. And then, give it a couple seconds. You don't know where the fuck anything is. You can probably assume that Pharah's up here. But what the fuck else is up here? Okay, so it's just Pharah. What if it wasn't just Pharah up here? What if you had just taken the time to peek around that corner quickly and then run back. Then you would know who was up there. Or possibly jump up here and look down. You would know what's up there. And that's information you need. If you want to go after the Farah, you need to know what's around her. You need to know what's going on. You need to know that she's up here alone. That she's vulnerable. Because if you can push her back away from this Ana, who's pretty much the only person on the team who can heal her. I mean, Brig technically can, but Brig has cooldown. Push her away from the Ana, because you know you didn't even know that the Ana was low ground. And this is stuff like that a good team would tell you. Like a good team would be like, this so and so is here, so and so is there, so and so is doing this. They would tell you all that so you would know it. But you don't know it, because they're not. You're all in silver, and you don't know these things. But you need to know these things. Because you had no clue if there was going to be, if they had switched over to Junkrat. Because you're not pressing tab. You don't know if they didn't, what they have right now, if they switched, if they did this or that. If they had a Junkrat, if they randomly switched to Junkrat mid-game, and there was a trap right there, you wouldn't fucking know it. You'd be like, oh no, I'd see it on the ground. No, you fucking wouldn't. Nobody does. Nobody ever sees the Junkrat trap. Only I see the Junkrat trap, apparently. Besides the point, you just didn't know what's up here other than the Farah. Literally all the team besides Orisa, because you saw the Orisa shots going down at the bottom, could have been up here. Literally 5 people. And honestly, that probably should have been what happened. There should have been like 5 people up here. 5 or 6 people. Or like up here. There should probably be someone up there. You don't even know if there's still not someone up there. And these are things just like looking around, moving your mouse around the screen rapidly. That's why, for me, as Mercy's the best hero that I'm best at shot calling on, knowing things on. And one of the reasons why is because I have her sensitivity so high compared to all my other heroes. Because I don't have to shoot as Mercy, I just have to keep track of the crits on the screen and where everyone is. That's all I have to do. It's really easy to learn how to shot call with her and to call things out anyway. Because you can get around the map real quickly, look at where everyone is, and then kind of report back. Mercy can basically play as a scout sometimes. Especially if you're being a distraction Mercy, which is really fun to play because then no one can fucking kill you if you're good. But it's just, know these things. Look around more. Think about what everyone has. Think about what they're working with. Think about what's on cooldown. If the Ana has sleep on cooldown, nade. If the Farah has jump jets. If she has concussion blast. If the Orisa has halt. If her shield's almost off cooldown. Just think about what people have. If you see a Farah who just used her jump jet, she probably has concussion mine. If you didn't see her use it in combo with the jump jet, which is really awesome and fun to use. If you didn't see her use concussion blast with jump jet, she probably has concussion blast. You can basically fly into her and know that she has concussion blast. And she can use that. But since you know that she has it, then you can play around that she has it. If you use your jet boosts and you get near a ledge and you unboost your stuff, and the Farah used concussion blasts on the edge to try to boop you off, and you didn't know she had concussion blast, and that's why you went near the ledge, because you had no idea if she had concussion blast. You're fucked now. You're fucked. You're off the edge. You can't stop yourself. It's done. Then game over for that. You're dead. Back to the spawn room with ye. But if you went into her knowing she had concussion blast, or at least assuming, even if it's still on cooldown, you should assume she has it if you haven't seen her use it or if someone has not said that she used it. You can go into her knowing or thinking that she has it, playing slightly safer, not getting near a ledge, not doing something stupid, and getting rid of her. Like, she can still use it to get away, but knowing that she has it, you could probably activate missiles at the right time and know where she's going to try to get away from you, especially here. So say if you came up from the side, because that's the closest thing where the ledge is, and instead of going like directly on the ledge, you went over these boxes. And you came like right here. And so she's like, oh shit, I can't concussion blast her off the edge. So she's tried to concussion blast herself back, either down the stairs or up here. You could basically assume which way she's going. Since she's trying to get away from you, you've probably already put some damage into her. You can assume she's going for the health pack downstairs. So you can try shooting down there. Or if you think like, oh, she's full health, she's not worried about it, and she's gonna go up, you can shoot there too. And it will lead your missiles into where she's going to be, so you hit more of them. And I'm going off on complete tangents. I think I'm up to 35 minutes. Holy shit. Oh, what was that? What was that? You know what that was? Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Let's just take a minute to enjoy that image. Look at that, Super Boo. Hello. Hello. Do you see this? This is game sense here. It's knocking down your door. Oh wait! Oh! It's a 2-for-1. Look at that! I don't even know. That's the Torb. That's the Torb. That Farah may be half, but that is the Torb. Have fun with that. And you still chase the Farah. No, at that point you should have right about, let's see. Right about here, as soon as you saw this, as soon as you even saw the D.va, you should have been, oh fuck, deactivate boosters, jump down, and get back to your team, because you're not going to win this. And then, once you see the Torb down here, because you saw him, he was right there. He was right there. You should have noped the fuck out. You're not gonna win this. I don't care how low this. She could be 1. Well, I guess if she's 1, you could probably chip damage her on the way down, jumping back and everything. But you're not gonna take this far out. You're not gonna do anything up here. You're just gonna get demeched and shot. And that's not gonna be fun.
Anyone else want to do some jobs today? Move the payload.
And I mean, I admire your dedication. At least you didn't try to pussyfoot around this. Yeah, you at least tried to keep going. You knew you were fucked at this point. You at least tried to keep going. But what makes it even worse, the brig healed her. The brig was there. There were 4 people up there. And you died because of it. Had to cough again. Okay, now you look. Now you look. Now I can see what the enemy team is. So like we kind of already know, but it's easier to look here. It's so much easier to see here. Male feminist. Brig, Theresa, Torb, Anna, D.va, Farah. The Farah basically gets no heals. She should be so easy to take out. At Silver, the Anna's not going to be able to heal her. Literally, only the Brig will be able to, like, consistently heal the Farah. Because the Anna's not going to be a good enough shot to consistently be hitting the Farah to try to heal her. It's not going to happen. It's just not. Especially when you have a soldier, a McCree, and a D.va, she should be fairly easy to take out. And I don't think she plays like a huge part in annoying y'all, because y'all end up winning this match. I think, yeah. But She doesn't end up being like a huge annoyance. I think someone ended up switching to 76 later, and I think it's her, but I might be wrong because I think the Torb sticks around. I think she ends up switching once she notices, hey, there's 3 of my counters on the enemy team, even though they were doing nothing. And she honestly could have stayed Pharah, especially since she was actually getting covered by the D.va. Which is good. Like, if there's a Pharah, then, I mean, if a Pharah is being harassed, then a D.va is probably one of the only people who can come up and help the Pharah. At least for a little bit. But yeah, that's... that whole thing, that's... and even doing Brigana's a fine healer set, I guess. Not optimal. The strongest healing in the game right now, I think, comes from Lucio and Ana as healer and off-healer, because Nade can amp up Lucio's healing, and Lucio offers a defensive ultimate, and Ana brings a shit ton of healing if you have good enough aim. So right now, I think they are the strongest healing duo in the game right now. And Moira is basically useless. She only heals and damage. Ana can literally negate 50% of Moira's usefulness with a single ability. So, if y'all want to play Moira, keep that in mind. Nade makes you basically useless. And more useless than Mercy, actually. I would say that Moira is in a worse place than Mercy. Not only because, like, even pre-last buff Mercy, Moira was worse. Because of Nade. Because a Mercy can still GA with a 2-second cooldown, one of possibly the most overpowered mobility abilities in the game is GA. You can do so much stupid bullshit with it, that's why it's amazing. And Res. Like, can Moira bring back someone from the dead? I think not. The closest thing that comes to that ability is Ana's ultimate. And even now that Mercy has her buff, like, Moira's just completely out. Just why even play Moira unless you're doing goats? Just don't play Moira. I love her, but don't play Moira. Play Ana. Or an off-healer. You can go double off-healer. I would prefer double off-healer to a Moira. Honestly. Like, if you're doing Brig Lucio's fine. Don't play Moira. Unless you have 3 other tanks that are with the Brig and Lucio. Then play Moira. But probably also play Ana. Because that nade is probably the most powerful ability in the game right now. Anyway, back to this. I think this thing's gonna be like an hour long. Holy shit. Oh yeah, Torbjorn, tank buster. Watch out for him. Halt is a pain in the ass. Other than that, you shouldn't. Orissa's not your prerogative. She really isn't. Like, don't even fuck around with Orisa. Unless she's low and you see her and you're deciding to chip her down, don't even fuck with her. Ana's a bit hard because you, as a tank, have such a big fucking hitbox. Ana's gonna be able to sleep you pretty easy. Although in Silver, I wouldn't rely on it. You could probably die the Ana, no problem. But she's probably so far in the backlines and so far protected by the D.va, the Brig, the Pharah. Torbjorn could even do whatever the fuck it is Torbjorn does and run back there to help. I don't think you'd be able to kill the Ana fast enough. Especially with her nade, she'd just throw it at the ground and run away. There's no one here that you can, like, really, like, hardcore kill as D.va, except maybe Pharah. And even then, yeah, no, Pharah. Your only target right now on this team is Pharah, and chipping down, like, the rest of them with her chip damage. This is the kind of comp that you're going up against. With other than Pharah, these 5 people right here make you stay with your Rhine. Because your Rhine's gonna need support to go up against these guys. Especially the Brig. The Brig is a pain in the ass to deal with for a Rhine. Because his Brig is gonna be able to stun him out of his shield. You need to be ready there with Defense Matrix. Immediately. Every time you see that the Brig coming in to stun the Reinhardt, Defense Matrix. Because Orisa, Torbjorn, D.va, Ana are all gonna start shooting at him. And you need to Defense Matrix right then. And don't hold it down. You don't hold that shit down. You just press it for a second until his shield can come back up, and then you start shooting the brig. And then you make the brig back off. And so your McCree's already out. Y'all got the bongo out. Who just why? Okay, he died up there. Okay, your Moira's right there. I'm assuming that's your soldier.
Get the cover on him.
I don't know. Your purple is so hard to see sometimes. Wait. So let's see how you use defense matrix. So you do you have it on toggle? I don't know if you have it on toggle or not, cause you just look at that. It's just all the way. Holy shit. You just used all. You have no defense matrix left. Holy shit. Okay. So there's a little thing about defense matrix. You see this little notch right here? This teeny tiny little notch. It only takes up about half of this last bar. Don't let it get below that. Never. Never let defense matrix get below that. Never. I don't care what's going on. You don't let defense matrix get below that. The whole reason for that is, well, let me see. So they got, here we can go back to where you died. Right here. So the best example I can give is, look at this Pharah. Her ult, it's a pain in the ass. It's the strongest damaging ult in the game. It is. I don't care, like, we all joke about, like, oh, Pharah, justice reigns from above, blah, and she dies. Going uncontested, going unshielded, going uneaten, her ult is the strongest damage ult in the game. That's why she's so defenseless while doing it. That's why she has to stand still. That's why she can't do shit while she's doing it. Is because it's so overpowered and deals so much damage so quickly. And over such a short span of time, nothing can keep up with it. Like, you damage boost a Pharah, it can go through a trance. A Zenyatta trance, because Zenyatta heals 600 per second in trance. Pharah, damage boosted, does 700 per second. That means over 5 seconds she can kill a tank. And I don't know how long Barrage lasts. But 2 seconds for a squishy. Through a Zenyatta ult. That's nuts. It's crazy. Like, you can't stop a damage boosted Pharah Barrage. But you can do something. You can eat it. You can eat her ult. You can eat every projectile in the game. You can eat a Zarya grab. You can eat a Hanzo dragons. You can eat everything. The only things you can't eat are fucking laser beams. That's what this is for. And it's not specifically for Barrage, because this can't help you with Barrage, honestly. You need most of this ult for Barrage. Like, whenever you see Barrage, you should, this is where ult tracking comes in, especially with D.Va, is if the other team has a Pharah, you should know when she has her ult, and you should stop using Defense Matrix. You should, almost entirely. Only use it when you have to. Because you're going to be saving that shit to eat her ult. You should be on her ass. You should force that ult out. Because then you can nom that shit and eat it for breakfast. This little notch, this little bit right here, the sliver of Defense Matrix, comes in when there's a Graph, when there's Hanzo Dragon Strike. I think it's, no, I'm thinking of Genji. When there's Hanzo Dragons, and any of those like little projectile ults that are real quick, and you can eat, there's a small opportunity to eat them, that's where this little notch comes in. The rest of it, though, you probably need for Pharah. But the whole point of that is you shouldn't blow through Defense Matrix. A good D.Va comes from the use of this ability. Of this ability right here. Defense Matrix. And there's a reason it was nerfed back in the day, it's because it was OP as shit. Because it could eat everything. Because it just had so much time to do it, and you didn't have to manage it. Now you have to manage this shit. This is like a Moira resource bar for D.va. And you have, like, I know it charges quickly. Like, look how quickly it charges. But you need to keep in mind that that shit's gotta be at the ready. At a moment's notice. Like, honestly, you shouldn't let it get below here a lot of the time. You shouldn't do what you did here. And just fucking... Like, first of all, you did it way too early. Like, yeah, saving your honest fun, but you shouldn't have done it back here. This is way too far. Your defense matrix only goes so far in front of you. It doesn't go like a symmetrical and just infinitely saws a map in half and every projectile will be... No, it doesn't do that shit. It goes a certain distance, and what you should have done is waited just a bit. I know you got itchy trigger fingers, but you should have waited just a bit. And like, you do end up helping your Ana, you do end up saving your Ana, but you see, she halted you. She halted you, you didn't have any defense matrix. I'm not sure entirely if you could eat that. But then you have no defense matrix and you have to body block this. And you end up taking a nice chunk of damage right there because of it. And of course the Ana's healing you while this is all going on, so you probably took more damage than that. And then you have to use this last little bit of defense matrix.
Get to cover, Ana.
And get you and your Ana to cover.
My ultimate is ready.
That was a misuse of defense matrix. You were using it in the right way. You just used too much of it and at the wrong time. You used it for the right thing. That was great that you helped your Ana with that. That is exactly what you need to do. You just did it wrong. Well, not wrong. You did it right, because you're supposed to do it with defense matrix, body blocking. That's why off tanks have so much fucking health. Is to body block. That's why Hog is a fucking ult sponge. Because he body blocks. That's all he's got. He's got his vape and his body block. That's how you tank. D.va's got many more options. Because she can defense matrix and shoot rockets at the same time. She can fly around to help whoever she needs. That's what makes D.va strong. But this is her strongest ability. And yes, you were using it in the right way, because you need to keep your main healer alive. You need to help your people. And you did it right. And that's fine. It's just this bar. This bar will haunt you in your dreams.
Need to be unleashed.
Okay, I'm gonna try to talk less, so we can actually fucking get through this thing. I'm going on an hour. This is gonna be a pain in the ass to upload. So she's here, you see the turret.
Enemy turrets aren't gonna bother us anymore.
Honestly, you know your team's down there, but you don't know who or what's down there. Your Ryan died, so you know he's coming back. It's just keep track of your teammates.
I shall seize a payload safe.
See, here's something bad. The other D.va just used ult. Then ignoring the fact that she just killed 3 people on her team and you should back up. She just used ult. She's ahead of you. You're losing the D.va off. Y'all should be having ult at around the same time. And it's like, this is the thing. Like, when you are doing... If you're going against a team that has the same hero you're playing, you should be able to tell when they have their ult by you having your ult. That's why as a Mercy, you'll see Mercies both ult at the same time. Or you'll see 2 Nano Boosts going at the same time, 2 Coalescents, you'll see... you don't really see like 2 damage ults going at the same time, because that's not... Because for one, the damage category is so huge. And 2, damage often... They often look for more opportunities to use theirs, instead of just like outright saying, oh, something very like overarching is happening, and I'll stop it with this. You don't usually see that. You see that with like support and tank ults a lot though. Like this stopped a push. This stopped a push. That was like, oh, I see them pushing, I see them dedicating to it, and I'm ulting. And that's whatever. That's I don't know the whole dynamics about push stuff yet. I'm learning, but you should have ult around the same time, or it be ahead of her. And of course you won't know because no ult tracking is going on, and that's fine. You're in silver. I don't care. I'm even in gold, and like ult tracking is hard. I'm trying, but that ult tracking doesn't truly come in until you're like high plat, diamond, stuff like that. And even then, it's kind of bad. It gets better the higher you go. But it's something good to start working on, if only on the other team's mirror hero. You should have known that she had this. You should have known, hey, I've died a couple times, but she hasn't died at all. I haven't seen her in the kill feed. She is either playing super safe and is behind me in her ult, or you can probably assume she has it. Like, if she's killing a ton of people, you can assume she has it. Especially when you're this close, you're at 84%. Her name, the other D.va's face, is probably lining up in the kills and assists. And you should be able to see that from this kill feed and assume, hey, she's been killing like twice as many people as I have. She probably has ult. And now that half your team is dead, yeah, back off. Just don't even screw around with that shit.
Back it up, wait till everybody comes back. Stop going in. I wasn't
So that peeking was fine. Just seeing where people are. It's fine, you need to know where people are. You need to know if there's people up there or doing whatever. And I'm not gonna keep pausing, I'm just gonna turn this down more. See, that was luck. You got lucky. If that Pharah had been a tiny bit smarter and used that ult when it was better, your team would be fucked. You can also eat Torbjorn's ult, by the way. Because it's projectile. So you can literally fly at and stare at Torbjorn down with Defense Matrix and destroy that. So this is all fine. I think you end up snowballing from here. So let's go forward a little bit. Here. So that's fine. Yeah, going after the far is fine. I like how you used jet boosters there. Where you went up a little bit at the end. You'll see it here in a second. Where you just and flick up a little bit, yeah. Doing it more pronounced will get you a little bit higher, get you more air. You'll be able to stay up higher for longer. It's just little D.va things. She's got a couple little techs with her movement. Not as much as like Mercy or Doomfist, but they're still pretty good. That Brigida's pretty much fucked. Okay, that was stupid. You should be focusing on the Orisa ult. You end up killing it just kind of because it was there. No, I guess the soldier did it. But like, you should have focused a little bit more on that. You see, you just used all the defense matrix. Like, don't... Like, it's more something that you should... Not so much tap, because if you tap it won't even be able to like open fully and you won't be able to get the full use of it. But like just kind of like tap hold. That's kind of how more it should be used. Not like in continuum, like repeating. But like you see an opportunity to use it, you tap hold, and then you back off. This part's funny because the D.va could have called her ult much earlier and probably would have lived through that. You should probably use jet boosters there just to chase down the 76 a little since he was low and now the Briggs healed him. And it's funny, you just completely nope with the Brigida and just back off. It's probably good. You were going into a 2v1 and you went right into the arms of a loving tank buster. You probably should have turned to eat the molten core more than kill the Orisa.
Thank you. Time to raise my ATM.
76 is behind us.
Good call.
That's okay. He's straggling.
Loading towers forward barrier.
It's not really okay. Your team should almost completely turn around to help you with that. Of course, it's your job as a off tank. You should easily be able to take them out, but like, help would have helped, I suppose. So you were already going into that low health. You should have been like, I need healing, fucking spamming that shit. Because it honestly does help. Like, people complain about the I need healing button. Fucking use that shit. Spam it. I don't fucking care. It helps.
That turret got range.
Yeah, turrets have stupid range. You could actually back up more because I don't. I think D.va, Baby D.va's bullets are like Mercy's bullets where they don't have any fall off damage. So you get rid of him. You use all of your defense matrix again. Which of course you, and like here what annoys me. There was not really a reason to use it. I mean, you're just kind of standing in the line of fire without doing anything. And you just kind of used it. There wasn't a reason for that. And of course, you got DMAC, but you went in there when your team was snowballing anyway, so I can't really complain.
Good job.
Okay. What you doing here? So, oh wow, yeah, okay. So back to the same comp before, Junkrat. Junkrat, I'd say, is better on defense here. I'm not sure, because like the high ground, he can just kind of fire down from that. He can get up on top of the bridge. McCree is definitely better on defense. He's better at defense on everything. I don't care about the rest. You already know my opinions on this comp. And that's what all of this is, opinions. I'm like, keep in mind, I may talk like I know stuff, but I'm still only gold. High gold, getting up into high gold and plat and stuff like that, but I just have book knowledge when it comes to Overwatch. I'm still practicing my own things. I know how to do stuff, but I don't know how to do stuff. Oh, okay, Widowmaker. Wait, I'd say Widowmaker's actually better, because Gibraltar is one of the maps that are really... like, you can use snipers and Mercy and all this other stuff for Gibraltar. Like, I'd use Mercy on almost every map. I know you shouldn't, but like, especially when you're in silver, gold, shit like that doesn't matter. Especially when so many people, for some reason, at low ranks play either high skill characters or extremely low skill characters. They don't play any like medium skill characters or any of the like skill characters that are like Doomfist or Sombra. It's all hit scan for some reason, or like Hanzo. Okay, so they're running triple tank. You should immediately say that and be like, "Hey, Junkrat, the fucking Reaper." Well, actually, no, because Shield Break, I guess, is better. Okay, good. You're end up behind people and yeah, fly away. Back to your team, good. You were a little too late on the defense matrix there. I don't think you ate it.
Mercy is dead, so let's capitalize.
Yeah, well, it's been long enough that she's respawned, so she's probably back already. Honestly, what you could have done to make that soldier really angry is fly in there, take the health pack, then shoot him. That makes people real angry.
My ultimate ability is charging.
I don't know if that bomb is your Junkrat.
No one can hide from my sight.
Yeah, dive their Widow. If you were gonna dive anyone, it should have been the Widow. So, and now that she's being healed, you should back the fuck up. Okay, you didn't like you would have been able to get a little more extra space with the. Oh,
Yeah, you got it. Let me try to get down.
I remember the first watch through. I laughed my ass off at that. I just kind of stepped out and died.
I'm right behind you, Moira.
You could have eaten that. You held it again. See, now that you have no defense matrix. And yeah, your ult.
Oh, mine didn't do anything.
Okay, so your ult didn't do anything. The Junkrats did. So you technically wasted ult. That's where communication can fix that. You should have known that your Junkrat was ulting. You should have been like, okay, I'll hold back on my ult, and you should have defense matrixed the soldier, because he can take out the Junkrat ult. That's good. That's a good use of defense matrix. I like that, using it to save your Ana. That was just a little of not knowing the geometry of the map. And well, technically, like, you gotta be considering, like, while you're up here, you're not body blocking for your healers, you're not defense matrixing for your healers. Like, yeah, you use defense matrix, but, like, your people are kind of fucked while you're up here. Like, it's a good spot, and you definitely used it to your advantage, but you also kind of fucked your people over there. And you also woke up the Reinhardt, and that...
He's low, he's low, he's low, he's low.
Your Ana should have been focused on healing you more than killing the Ryan, but that's their problem, not yours.
Top right.
Okay, that was good. That was really good. And now this Widow is going to die. Unless this Zenyatta fucking gets you. They've had his own. They've had his own for a while.
No.
Yeah, that was bad. That was... I think she saw you ult and thought that she could damage boost it, but that can't happen. Because the nano boost goes away when a D.Va gets remacked. Yeah, now you can just fucking chase him down. That's no problem. And then the Pharah was actually right next to you, so you could have actually chased her down.
Nani. Of what?
You see, the thing is, the team probably knows you're
It
there.
just takes a few hours. It takes
Oh no, you have the Pharah. But you have a Junkrat. So your Widowmaker switched to Pharah. And this Zenyatta was just stupid. He could have moved forward, and y'all wouldn't have been able to do shit about that. He would have been able to put in overtime. That was them being stupid.
Okay, I'll let you know right now.
Yeah, there's nothing else. So overall, know where your fucking team is. That's one of the biggest problems that I see with just everyone in general. Like, I'm talking to everyone that we play with and everything. It's just keep in mind where your fucking team is. Look around, know where they are. If you're a DPS, know where your tanks and healers are. If you're a tank, know where your healers are. Because you don't need to know where your DPS is as much as a tank. You just need to know where your healers are. If you're a healer, keep track of everyone. Healers have the most mental strain of, like, trying to keep track of things. Because that's what they end up having to focus on, because they don't have the pick potential or, like, the shielding that other teams do, or other categories do. And, like, their job can actually be done by tanks and DPS, but healers are just kind of set up to do the best of that. But tanks are the second best. Specifically main tanks, so there's that. But, like, know where your team are, know where the enemy team is, because that's important. Like, once you figure out how to know where your team is and who's saying what, like, if your healer, say if your healer isn't using the like join me icon thing, which, by the way, if your healer is saying join with me, group up with me, fucking go over there, because they may be being dived, and it's probably safe to assume they are. And if not, and if they're out of the fight and everything and they're saying join up with me, it's probably best to do that then, because they probably want a hard reset and will keep healing resources from the team fight until the team does it. which means you lose. That means you lose. You kind of have to listen to your healers. So like you just and know your job, because your job as a D.Va isn't to flank. It's not to do any of this flashy bullshit. It's to protect your people. That's what it's for. It's to protect your people. That's what off tanks do. Like, because you gotta remember, off tank is still a tank, and a tank's job is to protect and shield. You shield with your defense matrix and your hitbox, and you use it to protect your people. Your Ana, your Moira, your McCree, your Junkrat, even your Reinhardt. If he's low health, jump in front of him, defense matrix him, make sure nothing can hit him while he gets back and is healed. It's just your job. You shouldn't be off on this flanking. Like, if you see an opportunity and you know your people are safe and you know you have a chance to go do a stupid flank, D.Va bomb, all this other bullshit, do it. By all means, do it. Otherwise, leave it be. It's not worth it. Because you can't trade. This isn't. You, as an off-tank, shouldn't really be trading. Like, something like a Doomfist can trade. Like, a Doomfist doesn't have... He can get a ton of value, but he can get that ton of value while he's dying. He can get that ton of value while he's trading. If he dives a backline and kills an Ana, that's a main healer gone. You can't recover from your main healer being gone. And a Doomfist is just a damage character. He has influence. He has a ton of influence over a game. But him getting that Ana out of the match, of that fight, is worth it to trade for. You as a D.Va, you have too much value staying alive. Too much. You need to stay alive. You need to stay mech'd. And of course you can do stupid things. It's fine to get demech'd every now and then. It's fine. But your prerogative should be keeping your defense matrix up, keeping yourself alive, keeping yourself in position, and making sure you protect your people. And that's all I have to say.